not even close. You can't expect us to taste this.
Then,
Lift.
the home cooks transform trash
A little bit smelly.
into treasure.
Whoa. Wow.
Competition over. It's America's Next MasterChef right there.
One potato, two potato.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
Thanks. I hear it's your biggest event of the year.
Yeah, you can save on the remaining 2018s. And with super low APR financing and great lease deals, any of these Toyotas can be yours. We have a few more.
Oh.
Now get any sporty new 2018 Camry with low 0.9% financing, or just announced $1,000 cash back, or lease this Camry LE for just $209 a month.
Oh, wow.
Toyota, let's go places.
What will you find here?
Happiness feels like this. Your heart upon your sleeve. Life is just a dream.
For life's most important journeys.
Ooh, lucky you. Lucky, lucky me.
Ohio. Find it here.
Fox 28 News at 10 starts now.
The suspensions are tough, but I fully accept them. I wish I could go back and make the different decisions, but I can't. These difficult lessons are a constant reminder of the duties and obligations that I have as a member of this university and this community.
We start tonight with breaking news just in the past hour from the OSU campus. Head football coach Urban Meyer has been suspended without pay for 3 games. Also suspended without pay, OSU Athletic Director Gene Smith. That will last until September 16th. This coming after an investigation into how the two men handled domestic abuse allegations against former assistant coach Zach Smith.
It is a major story developing in the past hours. Bob mentioned we begin our team coverage with Fox 28's Bryant Madrick, who was in that news conference that just wrapped up moments ago. Bryant?
Bob, Terry, that press conference wrapped up now. They're tearing down. But earlier tonight, about an hour ago, I got my hands on this summary of the investigation. And inside it concludes that both Urban Meyer and Gene Smith, quote, failed to take sufficient management action relating to Zach Smith's misconduct. Now, it took nearly 12 hours to find out the fate of both Meyer and Smith. University Board of Trustees met this morning at 9. A press conference was held tonight at 9, and for the first time, we got a chance to hear from Urban Meyer and Gene Smith. Here's what both had to say about being suspended without pay.
I want to apologize to Buckeye Nation. I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture, I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. As I reflect my loyalty to his grandfather, Earl Bruce, who was my mentor and like a father to me, likely impacted how I treated Zach over the years. I did not know everything about Zach Smith, which was what Zach Smith was doing, and I'm pleased that the report made this very clear. However, I should have demanded more from him and recognized red flags.
I fully support the findings of the report and the subsequent actions that the university has taken. I have ultimate authority and responsibility in oversight and accountability for our athletic department.
Okay, so what's next? Right now, we are waiting for the full investigative report to be released. Next time I talk with you, hear more from Gene Smith. Live on the OSU campus, I'm Bryant Madrick, Fox 28 News.
All right, Brian, thank you. Mary Jo White, the leader of that investigation, tonight mentioning a very extensive investigation involving hundreds of text messages, reports, documents, contracts, and much more involving their team over the past couple of weeks here. And Clay Hall, I wanted to know, how's Ohio State going to do better here moving forward?
And he put that question to Coach Meyer tonight. And Clay joining us right now from the Longaberger Alumni House. Clay?
Yeah, Terry, thanks very much. I recall when Coach Meyer came here, late 2011, he was asked about when trouble arises, and he talked about, I'll have to go in there and blow that situation up. It sounds like he'll have to now redouble those efforts.
Clay Hall.
Coach, does this change in any way? Gene addressed some things that they may change. Does it change the way you do business going forward? Maybe hiring or policing the Woody Hayes?
I will say this, that this has been a learning experience. I'm a different person now than I was back in 2009, 2012. My awareness of domestic violence and how serious, whenever you hear that kind of accusation, absolutely I've grown, but I've grown over the years. And I will be very cautious. Gene and I have a great relationship. We talk constantly, and I'm sure we haven't had a chance to really have deep conversation about this, but I will not make any hire without having complete open dialogue with Gene and making sure that we are fully aware of what we're getting into.
I had a conversation with our new Vice President for Human Resources today around our hiring practices and how we might be able to expand on our effort relative to our background checks. Obviously, all of our employees go through a standard background check. But the reality is we can probably go deeper with some positions, and that's one that we can go deeper on. So I've committed to work with her as we move forward to implement new tactics and strategies to make sure that we can be a lot more thorough so that hopefully this never happens again.
Yeah, Urban Meyer apologized to Buckeye Nation tonight. He also said he acted with his heart instead of his head when it came to the former Ohio State assistant, Zach Smith. He said he got to notice red flags much earlier and act upon them. He said he had no intent to mislead at the Big Ten meetings. And the way I read his penalty, he can return to work after September 2nd, it sounds like, and be in the office, work with the team, but he will not coach in those first 3 ball games, which includes that road trip against TCU. That's it for now. Much more to come. You'll hear from some trustees as well coming up at 11. Live on campus, I'm Clay Hall, ABC 6 News.
All right, thanks, Clay. Urban Meyer, his wife, Shelley, and OSU Athletic Director Gene Smith just left the Longaberger Alumni House just a few moments ago.
Fox 28's Haley Nelson positioned out there. And Haley, you had some questions for them. Did they say anything?
Yeah, well, Bob, not much tonight. Urban and Shelley Meyer were both very quiet, but some people that certainly aren't quiet. Fans, a lot of them tell me that they were camped out here for hours. They're glad that the coach wasn't fired, but some of them say they really wanted him to be back coaching tomorrow. They wish the punishment was something like a time-served situation. I did get some reaction from them. Some had been camped out here behind the Alumni House for 3, 5, even 7 hours. Here's what they had to say.
I mean, the biggest thing right now is I'm glad it's over because, you know, I've been here for 5 hours.
Yes, he did make his mistake at the Big Ten Media Days, but I don't think that necessarily warrants a 3-day game suspension.
I'm just happy that Urban's still our coach. He's the GOAT.
And after talking with a lot of these students, Coach Meyer and his wife and then Athletic Director Gene Smith all left the building. We tried to talk to them, and take a listen to this. Gene Smith did tell us just a little bit.
What do you say?
Any comment, Coach? Shelley, any comment? Shelley, anything you would say to Courtney?
Yeah, and now we did see President Michael Drake leave just moments ago. He didn't have too much to say. He said it had been a long day, which is certainly true. National media, local media camped out here for hours, as well as students, fans, alumni certainly waiting to learn what could be next and how this could affect the mood on campus. But for now, live here on campus, I'm Haley Nelson, Fox 28 News.
All right, Haley, strange day, but it has culminated here within the past hour. And happening tomorrow, fired former coach Zach Smith will be in court on a charge of criminal trespassing. Smith says he was dropping off the couple's son at his ex-wife's house because she didn't show up at the designated meeting place as required. And it's not clear if either Zach or Courtney Smith will appear in court. This story so far from over. We're going to continue to break down what happened tonight at the press conference on our air here and also on our Fox 28 app. You'll get the latest updates if you download that right now. It's free in your app store. Also, stay with us here on Fox 28 News at 10. Right after the break, our coverage of the suspension for Urban Meyer and Gene Smith continues, and we'll have a look at how we got here.
We also are going to talk about a lot of kids going back to school tomorrow. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk about your hot forecast. Hope your school has air conditioning. We'll tell you why in a minute.
Why do we keep making the fastest muscle cars in the world? Because once you've tasted American performance, you you can never get enough. We're the Brotherhood of Muscle.
Now get $3,000 total cash allowance on the 2018 Dodge Charger GT all-wheel drive.
At Tim Hortons, you'll love what we're serving. Hoagies, prepared fresh for just $3.29. Try our classic chicken or turkey hoagie, or the Angus steak and cheese or ham and cheese. Get our new hoagies for just $3.29 today. Great quality at a great value. It's all good at Tim Hortons.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now, the new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLE. That's over $4,400 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
It's Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale, and some of our best offers are back. Why? Because Lance from New York asked for them, so we brought them back for everyone. So now you and Lance can take home a free adjustable base with your qualifying mattress purchase. Up to a $699 value, free. Or for a limited time, we drop the price of a king to a queen and a queen to a twin. Plus, every bed is on sale with savings of up to $600. Hurry in today for the Labor Day sale. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Just because we smoke our new beef short rib and brisket for an absurd number of hours doesn't mean we love it more than any other meats. It just means you probably will. Arby's, we have the meats.
Summer is the time to get out and go. But before you do, get in to the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event. With next year's models on their way, it's your chance to get an amazing deal on a 2018 Hyundai and the peace of mind of America's best warranty. But hurry, because just like summer, the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event will soon be gone. Lease in a Elantra for $149 a month, or get up to $2,500 in total savings. But only at Hatfield Hyundai, Reichert Hyundai, Coghlan Hyundai, Dennis Hyundai, and Dennis Hyundai of Dublin.
It's time to head back to school tomorrow on Good Day Columbus.
We continue to follow breaking news from Ohio State, where head football coach Urban Meyer has been suspended without pay for 3 games. Also suspended without pay, OSU Athletic Director Gene Smith, and that'll last until September the 16th.
Let's take a look at what Coach Meyer had to say right now. This is his unedited response.
I know that the impact that the events of the last 3 weeks have had on this institution, an institution that I love, and how challenging this has been for our community, our president, a man who I have great respect for, and for that I'm deeply sorry. I'm fully aware that I'm ultimately responsible for the situation that has harmed the university as a whole and our Department of Athletics and our football program. I want to apologize to Buckeye Nation. I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. As I reflect my loyalty to his grandfather, Earl Bruce, who was my mentor and like a father to me, likely impacted how I treated Zach over the years. I did not know everything about Zach Smith, which was what Zach Smith was doing, and I'm pleased that the report made this very clear. However, I should have demanded more from him and recognized red flags. I needed to show more care and concern for the entirety of the situation and the people involved. I should have been more demanding of him in the same way I am of my players, other staff members, and myself. I should have done more, and I am sorry for that. I did a poor job at Media Day. It's a big reason why we're here today. I was not being as complete, as accurate as I should have been at Media Day and afterward. But there is no intent to mislead. My role is to set a good example. In this instant, I did not live up to the university's standards. The suspensions are tough, but I fully accept them. I wish I could go back and make the different decisions, but I can't. These difficult lessons are a constant reminder of the duties and obligations that I have as a member of this university and this community. I take full responsibility. I take this responsibility very seriously, and I will do better. I've been a Buckeye my entire life. For the past 6 years, I've worked diligently to build a program that the great state of Ohio and Ohio State can be very proud of. And I appreciate the opportunity to learn from a mistake, and I will work as hard as I ever have to make our strong program even stronger. Thank you very much.
The investigation stemmed from an interview with the former coach Zach Smith's former wife, Courtney Smith.
And she sat down with a reporter from Stadium and described why she called the police back in 2015.
The police were called to your home in 2015. Can you tell me about that incident?
We were separated at the time. You know, I thought leaving him, the abuse would end. I thought it would be my way out. However, it did not end. It turned into different kinds of abuse. That 2015 incident was the last time he ever laid his hands on me. He came to my home. He wasn't happy. We got into an argument. He decided he wanted to take my son. It wasn't his night, his parenting night. And I obviously fought back, not physically, but no, you're not gonna take him, it's my night. You know, there needs to be boundaries. And when I stood up to him, he didn't like it, and he took me and shoved me up against the wall with his hands around my neck, something he did very often. My daughter was clinging to my leg, and he obviously, it registered with him what he was doing, so he took my son and left, and I called the police.
Well, Zach Smith's attorney is responding tonight through a text message responding to what we heard at the news conference. Brad Koffel telling Fox 28, Zach Smith married a woman he should not have married. Vengeance against her ex-husband regrettably resulted in collateral damage to Urban Meyer, Gene Smith, and The Ohio State University. Trying cases in the media is a dangerous precedent for every other coach in America. Now, Zach Smith is scheduled to be back in court tomorrow on that criminal trespassing charge. Again, we're not sure if either he or Courtney will be in the courtroom. And we're getting some new reaction to tonight's big news from the campus.
That's right. Fox 28's Rob Wells live on campus tonight. Rob, what are you hearing?
Yeah, Terry, it's really a lot of mixed feedback. We're out here close to Ohio Stadium, but we're also close to the tennis courts and the volleyball courts. A great night to be out here, but as you can imagine, a lot of people talking, a lot of people on their phones, social media. The news of what happened tonight with Urban Meyer really spread fast. The 3-game suspension with Meyer, is it fair? Is it not? People, most part, said they didn't think it was. They think that the coach did what he should have, and he reported what he knew at the correct time. Gene Smith, longtime athletic director, that 2-week unpaid suspension, also a big topic tonight. A lot of folks saying Smith has been here a long time. Maybe he should have set the standard different. Maybe he should have made different decisions. We talked to a lot of people earlier tonight. Here's a little bit of what they had to say.
Urban Meyer specifically receiving a 3-game suspension is almost like he's admitting fault, that he was more aware of the situation, because he's already spent a few weeks out and now he's getting an additional 3 games.
I think it's justified. I think he wasn't really in the wrong, so I think a suspension's fair. Ohio State's a pretty big school. A lot of people look towards Ohio State.
I mean, it's becoming more popular now, especially like everything's starting to come out now. I mean, you see once one thing comes out, everyone starts coming out. And I think that's something that really needs to be discussed around here on campus. They need to have more like meetings about it with the students, especially athletes.
We move. We love Urban Meyer. You know, he's done so much for the university. He's a great man. And just looking forward to a great year.
And all those guys, especially the last one, longtime fans of OSU. Of course, the 3 games, Meyer will miss Oregon State, Rutgers, and Texas Christian, a very pivotal time in the season. But we found something interesting tonight. I read some of the comments from the board of Ohio State. The board saying in part that the handling of the matter did not exhibit the kind of leadership and high standards the school expects. Again, this is after their review of Urban Meyer and this 2-week investigation. So a lot of folks talking out here tonight, and a bigger conversation about domestic assault, domestic violence, and sexual assault. A lot of topics we'll be talking about for days and weeks to come. Live at OSU, Rob Wells, Fox 28 News.
Storm of information. Thank you, Rob. Storm of information over the campus tonight on an otherwise pretty quiet evening, I think.
Here it is very quiet. Coming up in a little while, we're going to talk about what's headed toward Hawaii, because that is a massive storm, and that one could actually cause a lot of damage. But more on that in a few minutes. Let's talk about what's happening here at home. We have a beautiful evening out there. I don't know if you had a chance to see the moon earlier tonight, but it was gorgeous out there. And now we still have some mostly clear skies. We're going to keep it that way for most of the night tonight. There's a look at the towers over at the OSU campus. We're down to 65 now, and it is not as windy as it was earlier in the night. It's only a 6-mile-an-hour breeze now. It's going to be very comfortable overnight tonight with a lot of places staying in the 50s. You're already down to 55 in London, Courthouse and Marysville at 58 degrees, Lancaster at 58, Waverly at 61, Cambridge and Zanesville both at 60 degrees. So overnight tonight, we head down into the 50s in Columbus, eventually bottoming out right around 54 degrees. That is some good sleeping weather. We're going to stay mostly clear. You'll have plenty of stars to watch tonight. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast for the evening. By 11 o'clock, still lots and lots of clear sky. That continues overnight tonight. Not a whole lot moving on the map because high pressure is in control, which means we don't have a lot of cloud cover, so we don't see a whole lot moving around. 60 degrees by 9 o'clock in the morning. Your morning commute will be dry. You'll want sunglasses. You might even want a jacket for the first day back to school for the Columbus City Schools. 72 degrees by lunchtime, still plenty of sunshine galore. And by the time you're walking home from work or driving home from school or driving home from work, you're still going to have lots of sunshine to play with. And it'll be a nice evening tomorrow as well. In the morning, first thing in the day, lots of sunshine, cool, temperatures right around 56 degrees, and then we're up toward 80 degrees by the time we get to the evening rush. Take some sunglasses with you. It's going to be a real sunny day out there. At school, I think you're going to end up with recess outside. After a cool morning, you'll be able to get rid of the jacket and just enjoy what an outstanding day it'll be. 80 will be the high, so we're warming up again. After a day today that was well below average by 8 to 10 degrees, we're going to be closer to average by the time we get to tomorrow. And then Friday up to 82, 82 on Saturday with a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. Then on Sunday, we're a little more humid with a high of 86. Now next week, this is why we hope you have air conditioning in your school, because Monday we hit 87, and you're going to have some pop-up showers and thunderstorms to deal with. You'll have a few of those Tuesday and Wednesday, but we could see temperatures getting back up to 90 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're looking at some very warm weather for most of next week. We'll be right back.
Next time on The Goldbergs.
Mom?
Get in the car right now!
Murray, calm down. Erica, get in the car!
Tomorrow at 5 on Fox 28.
Honda, I like it. All 2018 Accord inventory is on clearance for just $249 a month during the Honda Summer Spectacular event. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, with tons of standard features like Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, alloy wheels, a turbocharged engine, and built right here in Central Ohio for just $249 a month. Or save thousands with 1.9% financing this week at your Central Ohio Honda dealers.
Oh yeah, I like it! Moving is a good time to think about your internet, TV, and voice provider. That's where Spectrum comes in. Make the move to Spectrum today. Spectrum Internet has the fastest starting speeds for the price at 100 megabits per second. That's more than enough speed for your devices with no data caps and a free modem. Just $29.99 a month when you call 844-357-2999. Spectrum TV delivers more free HD and thousands of titles free on demand. Just $29.99 a month when you call 844-357-2999. And stay connected to friends from the old neighborhood with unlimited nationwide calling. Plus unlimited calling to Canada, Mexico, and more with Spectrum Voice. Move to Spectrum with no contracts and our 30-day money-back guarantee. It's easy to switch to the best internet, TV, and voice services for $29.99 a month each. Plus free DVR service. Call 844-357-2999.
This is how we catch a wave and fire up the grill. This is our summer vacation. And this is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX, the Acura Summer of Performance event. Hurry in for some of the hottest offers of the year.
This summer, visit your Acura dealer today for attractive offers on the Acura TLX. Don't miss this event going on now.
You want the dirt? No. Sometimes you want to be pulled up by the root like a nasty weed.
On the next Mike and Molly. Tonight at 11:35 on Fox 28.
Happening tomorrow, the largest school district in Ohio heads back to class.
And tonight, Columbus City Schools is working to make sure that everything goes smoothly with its buses. Rob Wells back now with a look.
10-year-old Von Shia Williamson says summer vacation's been fun. She knows it's about over.
I'm ready to go back.
The Hamilton Elementary student knows exactly what she wants.
I want to pass 3rd grade and I want to go to the 4th and be smart.
Part of the equation, going over her Columbus school bus route with her big sister, Ajane. She knows when it's time to hop on.
8 o'clock.
And go.
They get up at 6. 2 get up at 6, 1 gets up at 7. So they have different bus routes.
Officials say the district has a fleet of 853 buses. 720 bus drivers will be behind the wheel of those, making sure that the first day of school is safe.
And we've never had no kind of accidents or anything in this area.
It's also the first day for 30 new Columbus school bus drivers.
Our drivers are the first CCS staff that our students see every morning, so our drivers to engage our students.
For the past 2 days, bus drivers have been doing test runs for their routes. Help is never far.
So we have dispatchers that contact our drivers on a daily basis as needed, and we have a Zonar system, that GPS tracking system that you're referring to, that we're able to also monitor the routes that they are designed to drive.
The buses get checked out. It's the same for the people.
So our drivers have to pass physicals. Our drivers go through in-service training.
Parents can also help in the morning.
We also would like our parents to have the students at the bus stops maybe 5 to 10 minutes earlier so they can be prepared to get on the buses.
Get ready to share the road.
Take it easy in the morning. Be very cautious of our school zones and our buses.
That was Rob Wells reporting. We continue to follow breaking news from the Ohio State campus. Urban Meyer, head football coach, and athletic director Gene Smith, both suspended. What our team of reporters on campus is hearing right now.
ABC 6 and Flanagan's Dublin wants you to be Columbus's idol. Join us August 24th for a live audition with local judges from Columbus Radio Group. One lucky winner will receive a silver ticket to go to the next Idol Judge City. And 3 singers will get a front-of-the-line pass when the Idol bus tour stops in Columbus. For more information, visit our ABC 6 Facebook page.
All right, Columbus. I know we promised that we would stop talking about our location, but our marketing team is having a hard time figuring out another way of telling people where we are without saying that we're, you know, sorry for saying it, but we couldn't think of any other way.
Right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, buy any new Subaru Outback, Forester, or Impreza for as low as 0%.
Buy your Subaru from Buyers Airport Subaru.
Introducing the latest evolution of the Farnan family. Meet Farnan Fit.
What are you running from?
I'm not running from anything.
I think you're lying.
Track your gallbladder function to see if they are acceptable. Send calories to your enemies. Put your personal trainer out of work.
That doesn't sound right. But Safe Auto can get you a great car insurance quote that could save you 25%.
Get Farnan Fit and go straight to health.
Why are Subaru Outback owners always smiling? Because they've chosen the industry leader. Subaru Outback holds its value better than any other vehicle in its class according to ALG. Better than RAV4. Better than Grand Cherokee. Better than Edge. Make every adventure a happy one with Subaru Outback.
Right now, get 0% APR financing on the 2018 Subaru Outback.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Right now, get this special offer on F-150. 0% financing for 60 months during the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Honda's Thursday Night Lights. Thursday at 7 on the CW Columbus.
Let's get back to our breaking news. Head football coach Urban Meyer has been suspended by OSU without pay for 3 games and also suspended without pay until September 16th. Athletic director Gene Smith. All this breaking in the last hour with a news conference.
And Brian Madrick is live on campus. Brian was in that news conference. Can you break down what you learned?
Yeah, Bob, Terry, it's been a long day, but now it's over, and now we finally know the punishments for Gene Smith and Urban Meyer, as you already mentioned. Both men suspended without pay. Now, going through a summary of the investigation looking into the actions of Coach Meyer, it concludes that both Urban Meyer and Gene Smith, quote, failed to take sufficient management action relating to Zach Smith's misconduct. Tonight, we're hearing from the athletic director, Gene Smith, and his reaction to the suspension.
To Buckeye Nation, to the Board of Trustees and President Drake, I want to express my sincere apologies for the situation that we have before us. I appreciate the hard work and effort of the investigative team and the leadership of our president. I am very appreciative of the working relationship that I have with Dr. Drake and look forward to continuing that relationship well into the future. I would also like to thank our Board of Trustees and my colleagues at the university for their hard work and support during this time. I fully support the findings of the report and the subsequent actions that the university has taken. I have ultimate authority and responsibility in oversight and accountability for our athletic department, and particularly the football program. And I understand that I could have done a better job in this particular instance. I want to thank our university community and all of Buckeye Nation for their understanding and humbly ask them for their continued support of our most cherished asset, our student athletes, particularly our football team as they prepare for the start of another season in their academic pursuits as well. I want to thank Coach Ryan Day and ask that all of us continue to support him and our support staff around football. They have been strong leaders through this time, and we are appreciative of everything that they have done. My top priority over the next few days is to make sure that we do everything that we can to reaffirm Coach Day's commitment to being our interim coach during this time frame. I will also be working to ensure our student athletes have every resource they need to maintain their focus on academics and competition. I know that the leadership team in our Department of Athletics will continue to keep our operations running smoothly. I'm really appreciative of President Drake. I'm really appreciative of our Board of Trustees, and I sincerely apologize to Buckeye Nation and all the student athletes that we ultimately serve for this situation that we're in today. So at this point, I'd like to ask Coach Urban.
Now, it took nearly 12 hours to find out the fates of Meyer and Smith. But we're not done waiting just yet. Right now, we're waiting for a full investigative report to be released. A spokesperson for the university telling me that it could take several more hours before that report is finally released to the media. Live on the OSU campus outside the Longaberger Alumni House, I'm Brian Madrick, Fox 28 News.
Brian, thanks. And when it is released, of course, we'll be digging deeper into the investigative findings and also into the penalties meted out tonight to A.D. Smith and Coach Meyer. So the story obviously far from over. We'll be following it very closely in the coming weeks, and you can follow along with us with our free Fox 28 phone app. It's available in your app store.
Developing now in Pittsburgh, the Catholic Diocese received 50 new allegations of abuse over the past week. A diocese spokesperson says that all of those allegations are from before 1990, some going back as far as 1940. This comes in the wake of a Pennsylvania grand jury report documenting decades of alleged sexual abuse by priests and a system of cover-ups by church higher-ups. More than 300 priests are now accused of sexually abusing more than 1,000 children. The FBI is investigating an attack on a priest as a hate crime. It happened Monday morning at St. Michael's Byzantine Church in Indiana, 40 miles outside Chicago. Reverend Basil Hutzko was beaten so badly at the end of the church service, he was hospitalized. And the words the suspect spoke during the attack suggest that the priest was attacked because he's a priest.
The attacker grabbed him, choked him, and threw him to the ground and knocked him unconscious. He was wearing gloves. Father Basil does not know who it was, but while he was attacking him, he heard the attacker say to him, "This is for all the kids."
Hutzko has never been accused of abuse.
School also means a new safety measure in Edison local schools in Richmond, Ohio. Some staff members there have undergone extensive training and will be armed during the school day. Jessica Haberly spoke to the superintendent about the decision.
The signs posted at Edison Local say it all. They read, quote,
Please be aware that certain staff members in the Edison Local School District can be legally armed and may use whatever force is necessary to protect our students.
I mean, we just basically, want people, who are going to be coming into the building from the outside, that we do have armed staff members in the building, and if in the event if something happens that they can use force to make sure that everybody in the building is safe.
This school year, some staff members at Edison will carry concealed weapons in school buildings during school hours.
Are you able to say how many staff members will be armed?
We have enough. We have enough to cover each of our buildings, so we will have, at least one armed staff member in each building.
That's in addition to the armed school resource officers in each building. Superintendent Bill Beatty tells me staff volunteers went through the intensive Faster Saves Lives training, which is a program specifically designed to prepare them to be armed in school. They've also undergone a mental evaluation.
I think the people that we have in place are good people, and they have good heads on their shoulders. And I think, unless we get, information otherwise, I'm very comfortable with who we have.
U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions was in Cleveland today, and he described the opioid epidemic in the U.S. as the deadliest he's ever seen. To fight it, Sessions outlined 3 recent law enforcement actions. They include the country's first ever civil order barring 2 Ohio doctors from prescribing drugs. After a record number of opioid deaths last year, Sessions pledged to level the field.
We are fighting the opioid epidemic. I started as a drug prosecutor in the 70s and then came as United States Attorney in the 80s. We never saw deaths like this. Nothing close to this. The purity, the danger of these drugs is unprecedented.
Sessions also says efforts to reduce the number of opioid prescriptions by 1/3 are finally taking root.
The immigration laws are such a disgrace. We're getting them changed.
A presidential push to change immigration. Next at 10, lawmakers explain why he'll be waiting a while.
We are still keeping an eye on a lot of pollen out there because there's not a lot to move it around. So we're still dealing with the ragweed, the grass, the nettles. It's all out there making your allergies go crazy. I'll tell you when we may get a break in just a few minutes.
Just like fire, burning up the way, rocking the world up for just one day. Watch this madness, colorful charade. No one can be just like me anyway. Just like magic, I'll be flying free. I'ma disappear when they come.
Next 2.5 Men, Charlie's found his soulmate.
She drinks, she smokes, she gambles. She's me with indoor plumbing.
Tonight at 11 on Fox 28.
It's the Hatfield Hyundai Trade-A-Thon.
During Hatfield Hyundai's epic summer sales event, get at least $1,000 for your trade and drive a new Tucson for only $95 a month.
Under $99 a month and get more for your trade.
Going on now at Hatfield Hyundai.
A crooked businessman looking for help. A congressman looking for donations. Jim Renacci used his office to try and get a lawsuit dropped against Ben Suarez. Days later, Suarez sent Renacci $100,000. Renacci claimed they didn't have a close relationship, but court records now show the two exchanged more than 40 calls surrounding the donations. Jim Renacci, he's always looked out for himself.
I'm Sherrod Brown, and I approve this message.
Here come the last of our 2018s.
Toyota's national clearance event is the best part of summer.
And with super low APR financing and great lease deals, it won't last long.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You are not alone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Yes!
Love my job.
Save on the Go Anywhere 2018 4Runner with $1,000 cash back. Get $1,750 back on the aggressively sophisticated Highlander, or lease one for just $249 a month.
Save on the last of the 2018s. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Before Mark even picks up his prescription, United Health Group goes into action. Mark's doctor gets real-time information to prescribe the most effective, lowest-cost medication. Mark's medical and pharmacy information are connected, allowing clinical experts to hone in on any possible risks with a prescription. And Mark's about to get a discount at the counter, working behind the scenes to ensure quality and savings. This is what healthcare can do when it's caring and smart. United Health Group.
It's the Hatfield Hyundai Trade-A-Thon.
During Hatfield Hyundai's epic summer sales event, get at least $1,000 for your trade and drive a new Tucson for only $95 a month.
Under $99 a month and get more for your trade.
Going on now at Hatfield Hyundai.
Join the conversation. Follow and like Fox 28 on Facebook and Twitter.
In the wake of the tragic case of Molly Tippett's murder, there are once again calls to fix this country's so-called broken immigration system.
So why can't Congress seem to come to an agreement? Our national correspondent, Christine Frizzell, asked some lawmakers that very question.
In an Iowa courtroom, Christian Bahena Rivera, the suspect in the death of 20-year-old Molly Tibbetts, faces a judge and a heartbroken community for the first time. The case, just the latest in a string of examples critics point to, with many asking why, and some saying this country's immigration system's holes have gotten too big to ignore, with calls by the White House to act.
The immigration laws are such a disgrace. We're getting them changed. But
those responsible for changing the laws work in the building right behind me. And despite calls from both sides of the aisle to do something, this challenge has been decades in the making. What's the holdup?
The holdup is Congress gets distracted. Immigration doesn't have a deadline when it has to be done, and so there seems to be no emphasis to be able to get things resolved, and Congress can't stay in long enough to be able to actually work through the issues.
From my standpoint, we're just trying to lay out the reality, hear the facts, trying to find the areas of agreement.
But even this suspect illustrates the complexities, with the farm which employed him saying he was vetted through the government's E-Verify system and was in good standing. Many Democrats remained focused on the recent child separation policy as an example of a failed plan.
I think we need immigration laws that focus on people who pose a real threat. And I don't think mamas and babies are the place that we should be spending our resources.
Others point out that illegal immigrants actually perpetuate fewer crimes than citizens.
There's a lot of homicides in this country that are not committed by illegal aliens or people that are undocumented. We need to focus on those victims as well.
A plan to address the immigration system in Washington seems to some still miles away, with the latest case sounding alarm bells and new calls for change. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
We continue to follow breaking news from the OSU campus. Urban Meyer and athletic director Gene Smith suspended. What are students saying on campus? We'll find out next.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy. And check out the all-new EcoSport. Protect those who matter most. And make the summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now during the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0% financing for 60 months on a huge selection of SUVs. And for the first time ever, get 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 Ford bonus cash on the 2018 EcoSport.
A new era in Cleveland begins as the #1 draft pick takes on the Super Bowl champs in a preseason matchup.
We come back together and we shock the world again.
The NFL is back.
Thursday at 8 on Fox 28.
There's a lot of Volkswagen in every Volkswagen. You can lease a value-packed 2019 Jetta S for just $189 a month.
Now financing at $4,250 total cash allowance on select 2018 Chrysler Pacifica models in dealer stock.
It's the place where Ohio plays. Where good times are always on tap. Where Ohio dines. Where luck is on your side. It's where Ohio races. It's where Ohio wins. Just 10 minutes from downtown Columbus, El Dorado Scioto Downs.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
Your Buick doesn't have a roof rack. This is my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get 18% below MSRP on most 2018 Encore models when you finance through GM Financial. That's around $4,700 below MSRP on this Encore Preferred.
There's a lot of Volkswagen in every Volkswagen. You can lease a value-packed 2018 Tiguan S for just $189 a month.
Let's get back to that breaking news that everyone's talking about tonight. Ohio State head football coach Urban Meyer has been suspended for 3 games, and the athletic director Gene Smith has also been suspended for about 16 days, both without pay. Campus is buzzing tonight about the university's decision.
Rob Wells on campus, and Rob, you have some new reaction for us?
Yeah, Bob, we've been out here a little more than an hour, and I noticed 2 separate things. 1, a lot of support for Urban Meyer, and 2, a sigh of relief. A lot of folks saying this has been a long 2 weeks, a hard way to start off yet a new academic year. And, of course, that all-important game on September 1st. All eyes on athletics here, as they always are. Oregon State, Rutgers, and Texas Christian, 3 big games. But students say this has opened up a bigger dialogue, a bigger conversation here on campus, that being of domestic abuse, of sexual assault. And they say this was really a learning experience for everyone on campus, both underclassmen as well as staff members. Just take a listen to what we heard.
I think that's really sad to see. It's a terrible situation. Of course, you can't really be sure of what happened from what I've read.
I think it's fair. Like he said, that's not something to mess with at all, especially on a college campus that's up and coming like this one.
It's a big topic in, like, my dorm. Like, my suite mates and I always talk about it. Honestly, I'm confused as to why I didn't hear about it before. Like, I'm from Cleveland, and, like, there's a lot of OSU people there.
And then one thing we did hear a lot, especially earlier tonight when we got out here, a lot of folks just saying, we love Urban, go Urban. There is so much love and support, not only for him, but the athletic program. The other thing that I noticed, a lot of students saying, you know, all eyes are on Ohio State University, whether it's good news or it is bad news. And in this situation, we kind of had a little of both. So students really opening up dialogue, everybody texting and talking out here tonight. And when you struck up a conversation, the big topic was Urban and Gene Smith, and certainly a lot of topic will be in these classrooms for the next couple weeks on these same topics. Live at OSU, Rob Wells, Fox 28 News.
Rob, thank you. Our team of reporters is all over campus right now getting reaction and information. Flip over to ABC 6 News at 11 in about 15 minutes as our team coverage continues here on the big announcements tonight.
Right now, though, it's time for a cool change. Yeah. Time for a cool change.
Little River Band.
That's right.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
It's going to be chilly tonight.
Yeah.
You might even, on the way out the door in the morning, maybe a jacket.
Rachel Penton the other night sort of characterized it as that first sort of hint of fall.
I think it's going to feel that way. I mean, today even, we were 10 degrees below average, so it still felt kind of cool. One thing we are watching tonight, though, is what's going on in Hawaii, because we have a Category 4 hurricane in Hurricane Lane right now with winds of 190 miles per hour, and this storm is headed directly up toward the Hawaiian Islands in the next couple of days. Now, by the time it gets right into the heart of Hawaii, it does weaken, but still, it's going to dump. In some cases, they're expecting 20 inches of rain on the Big Island. Imagine 20 inches. Still, Oahu, right up here where Honolulu is, by Saturday could be dealing with some very strong winds because they're going to be on the strongest side of the storm. Now, tomorrow, a bunch of schools going back, including the city of Columbus. Columbus, Lancaster, Logan, Hocking, Heath, Marion, Tri-Valley, Waverly, and Alexander Local all going back to school tomorrow at the bus stop. This is the jacket we're talking about. 56 degrees first thing in the morning. So that does feel like an autumn day, but at least you'll have lots of sunshine, and it's going to be a nice afternoon with temperatures in the 70s as you're headed home. It's going to be a nice day. So what do you need to take with you? I think a light jacket in the morning would probably be a good idea. You're not going to wear it very long because even by lunchtime, you're going to need to get rid of that. It'll be warm enough. Recess outdoors might require some sunscreen. Short sleeves will be fine. Sunglasses for the walk home from school should be good. Not going to need the umbrella or the waterproof shoes. It's going to stay nice and dry. Right now, we are dry across most of the region. It is still sitting at about 65 degrees. Breeze out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. It's 59 in Delaware, Marion. It's 56 in Marysville, Zanesville and Cambridge at 60 degrees, Athens at 58, and Waverly at 60 degrees. Columbus is headed into the mid-50s overnight tonight with mostly clear skies. So if you do leave the windows open, it might be a little chilly. High pressure is on the way in for tonight. It's going to be with us first thing in the morning, dominating the whole eastern third of the U.S. and maintaining some sunshine throughout the daytime tomorrow. By tomorrow night, that high moving off to the southeast and still giving us some nice clear conditions. 72 by lunchtime tomorrow with all that brilliant sunshine. Warm and pleasant for the drive home from work and school, 78 degrees by then. And stars again tomorrow night with temperatures in the mid-60s by 11 o'clock in the evening. Then Friday, we warm up a couple degrees. We'll get to 82 with still plenty of sunshine. Little system on Saturday brings us a couple of showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and 82 degrees. Humid on Sunday with a high of 86. And then here comes the heat. We're back up toward 90 degrees by the time we get into next week.
Thank you, Marshall. We continue to follow our breaking news from the Ohio State campus tonight. Urban Meyer and Athletic Director Gene Smith suspended. We'll get new reaction from the Football Fever team coming up.
Sometimes you just don't want to leave the house.
With Meyer Home Delivery, we come to you. So no matter what, you can Meyer any way you want.
People say that I'm a rock star. They think I stay up all night.
The Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event with select SUVs starting around $20K. This summer is going to be epic. Lease the Tucson for just $139 a month, or get up to $37.50 in total savings on the Santa Fe Sport, but only at Hatfield Hyundai, Reichert Hyundai, Coghlan Hyundai, Dennis Hyundai, and Dennis Hyundai of Dublin.
Beef short rib smoked for 6 hours. Brisket smoked for 13 hours. Arby's is never too busy to sit by a smoker. Not because they don't value quality time with their loved ones, but because their loved ones are beef short rib and brisket. Arby's, we have the meat.
My father passed his truck down to me. That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch your child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get over $9,600 below MSRP on this Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Ohio.
Sometimes I need to work. Bye, Mike.
Sometimes I'd rather work out.
With Meyer Home Delivery, we come to you, so you can do what you want to do and Meyer any way you want.
It's time to head back to school tomorrow on Good Day Columbus.
It was just a little over an hour ago when head coach Urban Meyer apologized to Buckeye Nation, and it was announced that he would be suspended for 3 games. Here's a little bit of what he said.
I know that the impact that the events the last 3 weeks have had on this institution, an institution that I love, and how challenging this has been for our community, our president, a man who I have great respect for, and for that I am deeply sorry. I'm fully aware that I'm ultimately responsible for the situation that has harmed the university as a whole and our Department of Athletics and our football program. I want to apologize to Buckeye Nation. I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture, I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. As I reflect my loyalty to his grandfather, Earl Bruce, who was my mentor and like a father to me, likely impacted how I treated Zach over the years. I did not know everything about Zach Smith, which was what Zach Smith was doing, and I'm pleased that the report made this very clear. However, I should have demanded more.
All right, we want to bring in the Football Fever's Ben Buchanan for some reaction. And thanks for coming in so late at night here.
Absolutely.
Were you surprised by this whole thing, the suspensions of Urban Meyer and Gene Smith?
You know, guys, I was a little bit, you know, Coach Urban Meyer, I know him to be a very high character guy, and I do consider him to be that way. He's one of the best coaches that I ever had an opportunity to be around. And I thought what was interesting, he talked about, I might have led with my heart and not my head. And that did surprise me a little bit. But I think what we're seeing here is just that Urban Meyer, like many of us, you know, we're human. We have these boundaries that we know that we need to stay within, the administrative rules. But this is a guy who had ties with Earl Bruce, obviously Zach Smith was the grandson of Earl Bruce. And he's, you know, Urban has great relationships with his coaches, with his players. And so it's surprising to hear this, but I thought he was very contrite. I thought he was very sincere. And I know that Ohio State's going to come back stronger from this.
Well, the Football Fever's Clay Hall reporting earlier today that there was a tiff in the room. It was the Board of Trustees and Urban Meyer lined up against President Michael Drake, who was pushing for the suspension. They were pushing back against that. Meyer tonight saying that he has full support for the decision that was made, but does this damage the relationship between the university and him, do you think?
I think it could a little bit. I mean, you look at it, the thing that I heard a lot throughout this investigation is they have to satisfy a certain, you know, a PR spectrum that's out there. You know, what's that looking like? And I thought it was interesting coming in. I was listening to the radio today as well. You know, they said these allegations and this penalty, you know, being 3 weeks now with TCU, it really has more teeth looking at this primetime matchup with Week 3. I think that the national media wanted that. I think a lot of people wanted that with just the egregious allegations that were put in place. So I think there will be a little rift in the room, but I think winning takes care of a lot of things as well. I know Coach Meyer to be a very high character guy. I know they're in great hands with Ryan Day. The guys are very high on him as well. So I know Buckeye Nation's going to come back stronger than ever from this.
I don't know if you're the guy who can answer this, but we heard Gene Smith say that, yeah, he should have done more. He should have brought in compliance, and we heard Urban Meyer saying the same thing. This is not the end. Do you think there will be more investigations into that?
I would hope that within the 2-week period, for the legal counsel that I was seeking the last couple of weeks said that it is possible to do a good investigation. I'd like to think that the people that they had in place did do a good job. Ohio State, you know, Urban has served some time these 2 weeks that he's away from his team. He's going to serve it the next 3 weeks that he's away from his team, as well as with the athletic director. I know that these players want to have their head coach back. Obviously, domestic violence is very, very serious, and that's why it's being taken very seriously here. Like I said, I think there was a PR battle as well. All those things considered, I think that's what we're seeing happen in this investigation.
And quickly, how does the team handle getting ready for the game here now, knowing that the penalties are in place, and how do they, you know, handle the next 3 games?
Yeah, I think it might be actually a little bit of a relief, guys. You know, they've been, we're hearing back and forth, maybe a suspension, maybe he's not going to be the head coach, maybe he's coming back with time served. Now they know for the last, you know, next 3 games that Ryan Day is going to be the head coach. I think this is a talented guy. You know, I've been reading up on him as well. They say a lot of good things for the type of coach that he is. I think the Buckeyes are in good hands.
The Football Fever's Ben Buchanan, thanks again for running down here and giving us your insights.
Guys.
Appreciate it. We're going to be following up with further reaction from campus to the decisions tonight, coming up over on ABC 6 News at 11. Hope you'll join us then.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Firm, and Brecken and Maryland can tell you this is the time to get more bed for your buck. So now, like Brecken, you too can get a free adjustable base up to a $699 value free with your qualifying mattress purchase. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
When you're America's best value, you don't need an overpaid celebrity spokesperson. I mean, even my sister here can tell you about our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and the highest-ranked midsize SUV in initial quality by J.D. Power. See, that wasn't so hard. You know I'm getting paid more than you, right? You're getting paid.
During Kia's America's Best Value summer clearance, lease the 2018 Sportage LX for $199 a month.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Firm. Our customers like Janine know it's one of the best times to buy. We've dropped the price of a king to a queen and a queen to a twin. Save up to $600. Hurry in. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Welcome to Audi Dublin. Right now, lease the all-new 2018 Q5 for $439 a month. Or lease a new 2018 Q3 for $339 a month. Visit AudiDublin.com.
The assailant had a gun, and he pointed it to my head. And I was raped.
While Richard Cordray was Attorney General, 12,000 rape kits like Alyssa's were left untested. Cordray's failure left serial rapists free to strike again. Then Mike DeWine became Attorney General. He tested all 12,000 rape kits. Now hundreds of rapists are behind bars.
Thanks to Mike DeWine, they found my rapist. Because of Mike DeWine, I'm not afraid anymore. It feels good not to be scared.
At Universal Windows Direct, our designers and engineers have been dedicated to creating the most exclusive window in the industry. So exclusive that you'll know these aren't just any windows. They're Universal Windows Direct windows.
Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next window free and get 0% financing for 36 months. Plus, this week only, get free installation. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Now at Speedway, buy any 3 cooler drinks and get 1,000 bonus Speedy Rewards points. So get 1 for you and 2 to share, or all 3 for yourself. And maybe a backup set, just in case.
Summer's calling. And our best offers on the 2018 XT5 are ready to